Hello everyone, my name is Vimal Raj. I'm a lecturer from Mechanical Department from GEMS Polytechnic College, Aurangabad, Bihar. So today we're going to discuss on unit number 5, that is solid waste management, and this is a lecture number 22. And the topic that we're going to discuss today is effects of radioactive pollution. This is from the subject called Environmental and Pollution Control, and the subject code is 1625503. So contents are effects of radioactive pollution. These are the 5 effects of radioactive pollution. So we will be discussing one by one. The first one is the genetic mutation. Second one is the disease. The third one is soil infertility. Fourth one is cell destruction, and the fifth one is the burns. First one is the genetic mutation. So radiation has adverse effect when it comes to genetics. So it leads to damage of DNA strands, leading to genetic breakup in the course of time. The degree of genetic mutation leading to change in DNA composition vary due to the level of radiation one has to be exposed to and the kind of exposure. So in this event that a human or an animal is exposed to too much radiation from the atmosphere, food consumed and even water used, then changes are that their bodies have already absorbed the radiation. Once in the body, it remains active because energy cannot be destroyed. The resulting mutation makes one highly susceptible to the cancer. For pregnant women, kids born have adverse effects caused by genetic mutations like low weight during birth, effects such as disfigured births and impairment like blindness in children have also been reported. Infertility has also been mentioned as an effect of radiation. So basically, when the radiation has been exposed, if I say an example, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where US has bombed an atom bomb. So till now they are facing so much of genetic mutations. That is genetic mutation. So when which some children born with mental disorder, some physical impairment, so many things are happening. So basically, this genetic it's nothing but it will lead to damage the DNA strands. So basically, DNA will be in a structure. So when this radiation comes, it will affect the strands. So strands in the sense, our hair is an example. So we have so much of hair in our head, right? So if we pull it out, we will get 1 or 2 strands of hair, right? So that's called a strands. So that strands will be uh, break. That strands will be damaged in the DNA. So which will lead to the genetic breakup in the course of time. So when there is some gap, automatically it will be forming a genetic mutation. So this which will be leading to the change in the DNA composition. So that is the change in the DNA composition, as well as when even when we are too much, we are truly exposed to this radiation. What happens is, even we consume so much of food, anything, still the radiation will be surviving there because it is a energy. So energy neither being created nor be destroyed, right? So energy which will be always be in our body. So when one person is being affected with radiation, if she gives a birth, what happens is the baby that borns from that mother will also be having that radiation. So the baby will be having a DNA problem. So it could be of either blindness, or it could be of low weight during the pregnancy, or disfigured birth, or impairment. So many things are there. Even infertility will also plays a major role when the genetic mutation is occurring. So genetic mutation is something which is very important, because so many countries are suffering because of this genetic mutation, because of the radiation. Because if suppose a nuclear attack is happening in a country, definitely 100% that affected area will be having this radiation, and it could lead to genetic mutation. Second was a disease. Cancer is the most dominant radiation related disease. It has developed over the years and poses great risk in global health. Others include leukemia, anemia, hemorrhage, reduction in the lifespan leading to premature aging and premature deaths, as well as others such as cardiovascular complications, leukemia, for instance, caused by the radiation in the bone marrow. So, if a person has been exposed to radiation, he might suffer from this cancer, and others, it will be developing over years and possess a greater risk in the lateral part of their life. So, in the earlier age, in a small age, it will be a small, it might not be taken into account, where in which things will be there. So, but when it comes to aging, this will start to come out. That is how this leukemia, anemia things and all, hemorrhage will be coming, and it will obviously it will reduce the lifespan of a person, and the premature aging also will be happening. That is, people will age. I mean, people will look young. I mean, people in at a younger age will be looking like a older person, and premature death will be happening. That people will be dying very earlier, and this leukemia is something which is very very important, because this deals with the bone marrow. It's like a cancer. This leukemia is a cancer which will be in the bone marrow. It cannot be destroyed that easily. So this kind of disease will be coming out if the person has been truly exposed to the radiation. Next one is the soil infertility. Exposure of radiation to the atmosphere means it is present even in the soil. Radioactive substance in the soil reacts together with the various nutrients, leading to destruction of those nutrients, thus rendering the soil infertile and highly toxic. Such soil leads to the harvest of crops that are riddled with radiation and thus unfit for consumption by both human and animals. So exposure of radiation to the atmosphere means it will be present in the atmosphere. So basically soil infertility is nothing but when this radiation is truly exposed, okay, so this radioactive substance will be reacting to the soil, which will be leading to the destruction of those nutrients. So basically soil has some nutrients, right? Out of that only we will be getting the food, all those things. So that nutrition has been given to the crops, all those things, and we are eating the crop and we are gaining the food. So basically this soil only has everything. Man is made of soil, right? So likewise, all the things have been made. I mean, all the things, all nutrition, everything is there in the sand. So when this radioactive particles is been exposed to this soil, means what happens is you know what, it will kill those nutrients present in that, and which will lead us to the the rendering and soil infertile and highly toxic. So such soil leads to the harvest of crops and that are riddled with radiation and thus unfit for consumption by both human and animals. Plants that grow from such soils are also genetically modified. Since these are the base of the food chain, the herbivores consume them and retain the radiation level. The carnivores such as lions, vulture end up consuming them and increasing their level of radiation, explained through the concept of biomagnification. So basically these animals and the birds and all been totally exposed to this because of the radiation, because they have been exposed with the soil and fertility, the radiation that acts with the soil, and because of that what happens is the soil has been totally affected and it lost its nutrients. So with the loss of nutrients it leads to the uh, total change in the uh, ecosystems, so which will be very very dangerous. Next is the cell destruction. A radioactive pollution has diverse effects such as the alteration of cells. So the bodies of the living organism are unique in that there are millions of cells in one single body, where each has its purpose to fulfill. Radiation distorts the cell present, leading to the permanent damage of various organs and organ systems. In the face of too much radiation, permanent illness and deaths are inevitable. So basically, cell destruction happens in the organism, even in the plants also, because of the radiation exposure. These plants or animals or organisms which will be having a cell, right, in the body. So these cells will be distorted. So once if the cell has been distorted, it might lead to a change. The body of the living organism are unique, right? So every living organism has a unique body. So when with the millions of cells are being connected in a single body, where each has to fulfill a purpose. So basically each cell has a purpose to fulfill. So when the radiation distorts this cell, which will be leading to the permanent damage to the various organs. So basically this cells, if it distorted, what happens, it will lead to permanent damage to the various organs and organ system. So in the face of too much of radiation, which will be a permanent illness and deaths are inevitable. Next one is the burns. So basically, if the radiation is more, people who are exposed to radiation, it is not easy that they feel to realize that you have been affected by it, because the burns are something which is literally you can see with your naked eyes. The immediate presence of burns, red lesions and sores is evidence. To make it worse, this can lead to skin cancer. So these are the symptoms that you have been exposed to radiation, because these radiations are such things which are very dangerous, because once if you are being affected, that will lead basically that will lead to the skin cancer. The redness and the presence of the burns, all those things, soreness, and these things makes the evidence that you are being affected. So these things will grow day by day. So if you are exposed to that, if you are being completely exposed to this radiation, it will be uh, growing day by day, so that it will lead to the skin cancer. So with this, we are just concluding the video. So today we have discussed about the depth study of the radioactive pollution, what are the effects. So the next video we will be seeing about the different other topics also. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching this video. So we will be continuing with the next topic in the next video. See you guys.